Tangent, the ratio of the opposite side and the adjacent side. Temperature, measure of hotness of object on a quantitative scale. In gases, proportional to average kinetic energy of molecules. Terminal velocity, velocity of falling object reached when force of air resistance equals weight. Test charge, charge used in principle to measure electric field. Thermal energy, internal energy, sum of kinetic and potential energy of random motion of particles making up object. Thermal equilibrium, state between two or more bodies where temperatures do not change. Thermal expansion, increase of length or volume of object due to change in temperature. Thermometer, device used to measure temperature. Thermonuclear reaction, nuclear fusion. Thin film interference, light interference caused by reflection from both front and rear surface of thin layer of liquid or solid. Timbre, sound quality or tone color, spectrum of sound frequencies that produce a complete wave. Time interval, difference in time between two clock readings. Tokamak, type of fusion reactor. Tone color, timbre or tone quality. Torque, product of force and the lever arm. Trajectory, the path followed by projectile. Transformer, device to transform energy from one electrical circuit to another by means of mutual inductance between two coils. Transistor, semiconductor device that controls large current by means of small voltage changes. Translucent, material transmitting light without but distorting its path. Transmutation, nuclear change from one element to another. Transparent, material transmitting light without distorting directions of waves. Transverse waves, wave in which disturbance is perpendicular to direction of travel of wave. Traveling wave, moving periodic disturbance in a medium or field. Trigonometry, branch of maths that deals with the relationship among angles and sides of triangles. Uniform acceleration, constant acceleration. Uniform circular motion, motion in a circular of constant radius with constant speed. Valence band, in a solid, the range of energies of electrons that are bound to atoms. Vector quantity, quantity having both magnitude, size and direction. Vector resolution, process of finding the effective value of a component in a given direction. Velocity, ratio of change in position to time interval over which change takes place. Velocity time graph, plot of velocity of object as a function of time. Viscous fluid, fluid that creates force that opposes motion of objects through it. The force is proportional to object speed. Volatile liquid, liquid that is easily vaporized. Vandi graph generator, a machine for creating voltages up to several million volts. Electric charge is sprayed onto a rubber band which carries it into the inside of a metal sphere insulated from the ground, where it is picked up and added to the charge already on the sphere. The energy invested by the band, overcoming the electrical repulsion of charges already on the sphere, provides the energy for creating the high voltage. Vector, a quantity having both magnitude and direction. Example, displacement, velocity, acceleration and force. Vectors are added when, for instance, one moves in a frame that itself is moving too. Example, swims across a flowing river. Vectors are added like arrows, end to end, and the sum for 2 is the vector from the tail of the first vector to the tip of the second. Vector resolution, the representation of a given vector as the sum of vectors in given directions. See component. Watt, unit of power, 1 joule per second. Wave pulse, single disturbance moving through a medium or field. Weak boson, particle that carries or transmits the weak interaction of force. Weak interaction, force involved in beta decay of the neutron and atomic nuclei, one aspect of the electroweak force. Weight, force of gravity of an object. Weightlessness, object in free fall on which only the gravitational force acts. Wilson cloud chamber, chamber containing supersaturated vapor through which ionizing radiation leaves trails of visible droplets. Work, product of force and displacement in the direction of the force. Work function, energy needed to remove an electron from metal. Work energy theorem, work done on object is equal to the change in its kinetic energy. X-ray, high energy photons, high frequency, short wavelength electromagnetic waves. X-ray diffraction, a complicated technique using X-rays to create an image where no lens to focus light rays is available. X-ray images, images such as photographs or computer-enhanced images produced by bombarding a target with X-rays. X-1, a rocket-powered research airplane, the first to fly faster than sound, on 14th October 1947. X-rays, electromagnetic waves of short wavelength, capable of penetrating some thickness of matter. Medical X-rays are produced by letting a stream of fast electrons come to a sudden stop at a metal plate. It is believed that X-rays emitted by the sun or stars also come from fast electrons. Young's modulus, a constant of proportionality associated with the change in length of a material according to its elastic properties. Zero-point energy, the lowest energy state of molecular vibration. Zeeman effect, the splitting of the frequency of light emitted by atoms when the emission occurs in a strong magnetic field into two or more closely spaced frequencies. The Zeeman effect of light from sunspots in 1908 gave the first clue that these regions were intensely magnetized. Zennial day, day of the year when the noontime sun is exactly overhead, happens only in the tropics between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn twice each year. Zodiac, 12 constellations dividing the ecliptic into approximately equal parts. Each month the sun is in a different constellation of the zodiac.